The room was dimly lit, the warm glow of the bedside lamp casting shadows that danced along the walls. Jason sat on the edge of the bed, his heart racing as the sound of soft laughter floated from the adjoining bathroom. Emma had a way of making even the most mundane moments feel electric. When she stepped out, wrapped in a towel, her damp hair cascading over her shoulders, Jason felt the air shift. She smiled, a slow, knowing curve of her lips that sent a shiver down his spine.
"You've been staring," she teased, crossing the room. "I can't help it," he replied, his voice low. "You're captivating." Emma raised an eyebrow, her playful grin widening as she stepped closer. The scent of her shampoo, something floral and intoxicating, filled the space between them. Jason reached out, his fingers brushing against hers, pulling her gently toward him. The towel slipped slightly as she sat on his lap, her legs curling around his.
Her skin was warm, her breath soft against his ear as she whispered, "Tell me what you're thinking." "I'm thinking," he murmured, his hands tracing the curve of her back, "that you're the most beautiful thing I've ever seen." Her laughter was quiet but full of joy. She tilted her head, pressing her forehead against his, her lips a breath away. "You always say the sweetest things," she said, her fingers running through his hair. Jason didn't answer with words. Instead, he leaned in, capturing her lips in a kiss that was both tender and urgent. Emma melted into him, her arms tightening around his shoulders as their connection deepened. The world outside seemed to vanish as their breaths mingled, their heartbeats aligning. Jason's hands explored the curve of her waist, the softness of her skin sending a thrill through him. Every touch, every caress, was a conversation, an exchange of unspoken words that only they could understand. Emma pulled back slightly, her eyes locking onto his. They were filled with something deeper than passion, something raw and unyielding. "Jason," she whispered, her voice trembling with emotion, "I don't want this moment to end." "Then it won't," he promised, his voice steady. "We have all night." And so they stayed, lost in each other's presence, the world beyond the room forgotten.